إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. Praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and thank Him for guiding us to Al-Islam. To be a Muslim is a great gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He bestows upon whom He wills. Walhamdulillah. But Allah tells us in the Quran, إِنْ يَعْلَمِ اللَّهُ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ خَيْرًا يُؤْتِكُمْ خَيْرًا. If Allah knows there is good in your heart, Allah will lead you to that good and keep you on it. So Alhamdulillah, we would like to welcome our brother Kathir once again. And he is your brother in Islam, Alhamdulillah. Keep that in mind. We all need help. We all need to learn. So inshallah ta'ala, those amongst us who learn something, make yourself available. And there is a great reward. And the class today, Kathir, is a good class for all of us and for you too. Because to become a Muslim, you bear witness that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah, and to bear witness that Muhammad is His servant and a messenger. To say La ilaha illallah. Remember? Say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. So the class we're doing today is about this statement, La ilaha illallah. We know its meaning in a previous class. Who can remind us? What is the meaning of La ilaha illallah? What is the meaning of La ilaha illallah? Now, Hassan? لا معبود بحق إلا الله. Now, English?
There is no deity in truth except
I know. There is no true God that deserves to be worshipped except Allah. Because people, they worship other gods. But they're all false gods. A human being cannot be God. Animals cannot be God. Angels cannot be God. Trees, stones, the moon, the sun, the stars. Allah is the Almighty who has created all of these things. And He alone deserves to be worshipped. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, today, class, we continue by mentioning and reading from the book of our noble Shaykh Al-Allama Dr. Salih bin Fawzaan الفوزان حفظه الله تعالى وأمده بالصحة والعافية وغفر له ولوالديه وللمسلمين والمسلمات آمين. محاضرات في العقيدة والدعوة. الجزء الأول, the first volume of these 3 sets. That's what I have. 3 volumes where they compiled lectures that the Shaykh has given throughout years concerning this topic, the creed, the belief, and how to call to it, and how to call the people to Al-Islam and the like. Now, وَأَمَّا فَضْلُ هَذِهِ الْكَلِمَةِ. After we learned what is its meaning, what is its merit? We talked about the merit. لا, ليس بعد. Now, what is its merit and what is its virtue? فَلَهَا فَضَائِلُ عَظِيمَ وَلَهَا مِنَ اللَّهِ مَكَانٍ. This statement, La ilaha illallah. None has the right to be worshipped except Allah. There is no deity that deserves to be worshipped in truth except Allah. Has a great merits and virtues. And He has a great position and a status with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. من قالها صادقا أدخله الله الجنة. Anyone who said this statement but being truthful, anybody can say La ilaha illallah. But the one who said it with his tongue but believing in what it means in his heart, being truthful when he said that, that person will enter Al-Jannah, will enter paradise. ومن قالها كاذبا حقنت دمه وأحرزت ماله وحسابه على الله عز وجل. But if somebody say it with their tongue, but they don't believe in it, like the hypocrites, they will benefit. The Muslims at that time, they will deal with them as the Muslims. But then their reckoning is with their Lord. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's in their hearts. People don't know what's in the people's hearts. When somebody come here and say La ilaha illallah, say he's Muslim, and he began to pray with the people and the like, people are going to treat him as a Muslim. But he has to be truthful. He has to do good for himself and to be truthful, because that's what's going to help him when he's going to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وهي كلمة وجيزة اللفظ قليلة الحروف خفيفة على اللسان ثقيلة في الميزان. قال وهي كلمة وجيزة اللفظ. This is a very small statement. لا إله إلا الله. That's it. قليلة الحروف, even the letters, you can count them. لا إله إلا الله. Not even more than 15, or maybe it's 10. لا إله إلا الله. No, 10 letters. Very few letters. خفيفة على اللسان. It's easy on the tongue. Is it difficult to say لا إله إلا الله? Does it take you a couple hours to say لا إله إلا الله? Do you sweat when you say it? Like people, they go sweat in a gym, man. Sweat. Running, climbing down. But this is very easy to say لا إله إلا الله. Beautiful statement. لا إله إلا الله. And we should say it all the time. لا إله إلا الله. So light on the tongue, but ثقيلة في الميزان. Heavy in the scale of good deeds يوم القيامة. الله أكبر. Heavy in the scale of good deeds. رحمك الله. فقد روى ابن حبان والحاكم وصححه عن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال. He mentioned now a couple of narrations. The first one, that which is collected by Ibn Hibban and Al-Hakim, who declared it to be an authentic narration on the authority of Abi Sa'id al-Khudri radiyallahu anhu, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, قال Moses. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam informing us about what Moses said. And remember, this is the Prophet of Allah. It's all revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He didn't live with Musa. But whatever he said to us about the previous prophets and messengers, as from Adam alayhi salam, and whatever he tells us, these are from the past events and things that took place before his birth, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And whatever he informed us about the things to come, because the Prophet ﷺ informed us about a lot of things that are yet to come. Until the day of judgment, he told us about the grave, about the death, about the resurrection, about the barzakh, about Yawm al-Qiyamah, description of the Jannah, description of the hellfire and the like. We believe in all that. As long as the ahadith and narration are authentic and sound, then we believe, because the Prophet ﷺ is a messenger of Allah. He conveys from Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about him, وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. He does not speak out of his desires. It's all revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, so our noble Prophet ﷺ tells us that Moses said, Ya Rabbi, O Lord, meaning my Lord, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, and all that's between. علمني شيئا أذكرك وأدعوك به. Teach me something, I will mention you and call you or call upon you with. قال يعني Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said يا موسى قل لا إله إلا الله. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to him, O Musa, Moses, say لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. قال يعني موسى كل عبادك يقولون هذا. Musa alayhi salam, he says all of your servants say this. So the ulama, from those that I heard their explanation, they says he wants something, that other people don't say. No, all of them they say this. I want something else. But something else that is maybe better in virtue, something that is beloved to Allah. Well, Allah said to him this, so that there is nothing better than this statement. This is statements of the Tawheed. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى يا موسى O موسى لو أن السماوات السبع وعامرهن غيري الأراضين السبع في كفة ولا إله إلا الله في كفة مالت بهن لا إله إلا الله. Said if the 7 heavens and all what's in them other than me and the 7 earths all put in one side of the scale, one side, and La ilaha illallah put on the other side, La ilaha illallah will overweight them. Allahu Akbar. He will overweight them. قال فالحديث يدل على أن لا إله إلا الله هي أفضل الذكر. Shaykh says one of the benefits of this hadith is that La ilaha illallah is the best thing a person can say as related to the remembrance of Allah. So you're going to say this, La ilaha illallah. And once again, you don't get this reward only in Mecca. You have to be by the Kaaba to say La ilaha illallah, or on Arafat to say La ilaha illallah. You don't have to pay $100 whenever you say La ilaha illallah. You don't have to climb a mountain to say La ilaha illallah. You don't have to be alim so that Allah give you the reward for La ilaha illallah. Akhi, you can do it whenever you want. While you're driving, you say La ilaha illallah. Of course, you pay attention to the road. Okay? I don't know, like the Sufis close their eyes. While they remember Allah, they close eyes. La ilaha illallah. Can't do that, man. Now you're going to keep your eyes on the road and say La ilaha illallah instead of running. Some of us, we will run in our mouth and saying other stuff. Say La ilaha illallah. At work too, if you have a job that you can still say La ilaha illallah, you say La ilaha illallah. At home, the women, while they cooking or whatever, they rotating the laundry or folding or whatever the case may be, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Amongst other adhkar. نعم. قال وفي حديث عبد الله بن عمرو مرفوعا, and also in the hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As radiallahu anhuma, that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, خير الدعاء دعاء يوم عرفة. The best supplication and dua the Muslim make is the dua on the day of Arafah. And the day of Arafah, what day is that? Somebody know what day is that? Huh? The 9th of Dhul Hijjah. What country is that? Huh? No, actually, there is an event. Where is country Arafah is? Huh? In the Mamlaka Saudiya al-an. And what is this Arafah? What can you tell me about the day of Arafah? Is what? What is this day of Arafah? Is it a new year? Is it what? Is it the beginning of Ramadan? Is it Eid al-Adha? What is it? Aha. Yawm al-Hajj al-Akbar. And what is Yawm al-Hajj al-Asghar? Huh? Huh? لا؟ كيف ما في يا شيخ؟ قل الله أعلم. طيب يوم الحج الأكبر. نعم. That's a great day of Hajj. What the Muslims do? All Muslims. All Muslims. What they do on this day. All Muslims. Now, they fast. All Muslims fast? La. Wow. I know. So here's the tafsir. So who fasts first? The one who is?
Not there in not those who are not there on the Hajj.
So those who are not making Hajj, they should fast. Obligatory upon them to fast. They don't fast? You change your answer? It's not obligatory, Hassan. What is Hassan? Is it a sunnah? Okay. Alright. What is the reward of fasting that day? Fasting one day is a great reward. My sins. Allah, Jazakallah khair. Been nice to me now. He says, my sins will be forgiven. Jazakallah khair. Switch your answer. What sins now? Two years. MashaAllah. What years? Ahsant. Aina. Yeah, the minor sins. Nah, because major sins they requested too. Nah, so that's the day. That's a great day. Day of Arafah is a very great day. So those who are in Hajj, that's good for them. Those who are not in Hajj, is recommended for them to fast, so they can get the reward of that day. Anyway, this hadith here, it says, the Prophet ﷺ says, the best dua. So we're supposed to make dua all the time. Because we have to ask Allah. We can't do anything without Allah's help and assistance. Anything. So we should turn always to Allah and ask Him for help and to assist us and for provisions and for health and sound health and firmness upon Islam, upon the haqq, to teach us the religion, to make things easy for us, to keep us away from troubles and tribulations and trials and the like. But the best dua is the dua of the day of Arafah. وَخَيْرُ مَا قُلْتُ أَنَا وَالنَّبِيُّونَ مِنْ قَبْلِ. The Prophet says, so you make a lot of dua, but the best dua, he said that he himself, and he's the best of mankind, making the best dua, he said that he said, he himself and the prophets before him, لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وعلى كل شيء قدير. I know. So this is a great dua to say as well. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. Actually, there is a narration, a sound narration that says whoever say it 100 times a day. You know the reward for that? Great reward. As there is a pamphlet under ulama, they mentioned this under the أعمال يسيرة وأجور عظيمة. There is a small things you say, but the reward is tremendous. Great reward for something that doesn't take no effort. Like this one. You say لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. You say it 100 times. How long is it going to take you to say it? Maybe 5 to 10 minutes. But the reward is great. So homework number 1. Try to find that reward, okay? Now, because once you make an effort and find it, you hold on to it. Because if you go and look for something, it will have a value. Unlike if somebody come and put it in your hand. Somebody come and put something in your hand, you may even put it down and forget about it. But something that you worked for it and you went your way and put some effort, so you become like a bond between you and that thing. So now you're like, man, I worked hard for this here. So that's something, the information. When somebody just gave you a hadith, it's not like when you go and look for it. أي نعم. ومما يدل على ثقلها في الميزان أيضا ما رواه الترمذي وحسنه والنسائي والحاكم وقال صحيح على شرط مسلم عن عبد الله بن عمرو. Also from the narrations that highlight the great weight of this statement La ilaha illallah in the scale on Yawm al-Qiyamah, this narration that is collected by Imam al-Tirmidhi, and he said it's Hasan, sound, Nasai al-Hakim, and he says it's Sahih at the condition of Imam Muslim on the authority of Abdullah ibn Amr, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, إن الله سيخلص رجلا من أمتي على رؤوس الخلائق يوم القيامة فينشر عليه 99 سجلا كل سجل مد البصر. That on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring a man in front of the creation on the day of judgment and will display in front of him and open in front of him 99 scrolls. 99. Each one of them stretch as far as one can see, or at the end of the vision. You know, when you see, that's a long distance. Only in here, but what about on Yawm al-Qiyamah? Allahu a'lam bidhalik. We don't know that. Okay? If you're in an open field and you look, how long? It's miles and miles. But on Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allahu a'lam bidhalik. So these are like long and many scrolls. That have the deeds of this person. ثم يقول أتنكر من هذا شيئا. And the ulama, they said these are deeds that was recorded. And Allah said, do you deny any of these things? Any things that is found in this scrolls? أظلمك كتبت الحافظون. The angel that I appointed to write your deeds, have they oppressed you in any of this? فيقول لا يا رب. He says no. No. فيقول Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala أفلك عذر? Do you have any excuse? فيقول لا يا رب. The ulama, they explain this also. They said these are scrolls filled with bad deeds. Do you have any good deed? No, I don't have nothing. فيقول الله بلى إن لك عندنا حسنة. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, indeed, actually, you have with us a good deed. A good deed. Not 99 scrolls of good deeds. 99 scrolls, and Allah says, yes, you have with us one good deed. فإنه لا ظلم عليك اليوم. So there is no oppression upon you this day. You're not going to be oppressed today. فتخرج بطاقة. Look, 99 scrolls, but now an index card is shown to this man. فيها أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. What's in that index card? لا أشهد, I bear witness that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. صلى الله عليه وسلم. فيقول أحضر وزنك. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, you wanna come, witness your weighing, the weighing of your deeds. فيقول, يعني الرجل, the man says, يا رب, oh my Lord, ما هذه البطاقة مع هذه السجلات? What this index card will do with all these 99 scrolls? What are you going to do? In the way. The 99 scrolls, you know how big and as everyone as long, with all those deeds, they're going to be put in one scale, and this index card is going to be put in the other side of the scale. Say the man says what this index card will do actually as related to the weight. فقال إنك لا تظلم. Allah said, you will not be wronged today. You will not be wronged actually. قال فتوضع السجلات في كفة والبطاقة في كفة فطاشت السجلات وثقلت البطاقة. Now, says that this 99 scrolls will be put in one side, the bad for the bad deeds, and then so they're heavy, they're very heavy, 99 long scrolls. But when the index cards was put on the other side, not only that it levels it or overweigh it, what the hadith says? فَطَاشَتْ. You don't mean what that means? طاشت. The sijillat, they scattered in the air. And it's like sometimes when you can do it, like for example, if you have scale, you know the scale, now they have only digital scales. Digital scales, right? These days. But in our time, when I was younger, I used to see the scale that has two pens. 2 pens? You've seen that before? Okay. Thought you were young. Alright. They still have it somewhere? Where?
Find them in high schools and science labs.
High schools. The gold people, the gold, they still do it. Or at the gold stores, they still do it. So they have two, like, and they go up and down like this. Right? Abdul Rahman, you know what I'm talking about? So you put, for example, like some apples in here. But then you have to weigh it. So they have these little mirrors, these like 1 kilogram, 1 kg, which is like 2.2 pounds. Another one were like half kg, another one 1/4 of kg, and then like so. One is 2 kgs. Let's say somebody put a lot of apple on this side. They want to know what is the weight. What they start doing, Abdul Rahman, on the other side, they start putting the weights. So the man, he knows, he's been selling apples for years. So he knows if a person put 2 apples, he ain't gonna put 2 kgs in there. He's gonna start with the 1/4, maybe half kg, kilogram, until he get the weight, until it's like balanced. Now he knows how much, and he knows the price. He said it for like $2 a kg or something. Not in America, by the way. Sometimes you have to pay as much for 1 apple. So can you imagine if you have like 3 apples in here, and you put like a weight of 10 kgs, and you drop it in there? What's going to happen to the apples? They're going to fly and scatter. See, it's not like... That's what these scrolls happen to them. Tashats. Because of the weight of that index card. Allahu Akbar. But the ulama, they said this is not just somebody who's out there, man, living his life the way he wanted, and La ilaha illallah. No, this is a person who knows its meanings and acted in accordance to that. Okay? Because the ulama, he says, if a person is negligent, and subhanAllah, some people even fall into shirk, they don't even know the meanings of La ilaha illallah. These people, La ilaha illallah is not going to benefit them. It's not just, as we learned before, it's not just a statement that a person say with his tongue. No, he has to believe in what he means and act and adopt his life around that. Okay? Now, قال ولهذه الكلمة العظيمة فضائل كثيرة. ذكر جملة من الحافظ ابن رجب في رسالته المسماة كلمة الإخلاص واستدل لكل فضيلة. He says this great statement, La ilaha illallah, has many merits and virtues. He says one of the ulama, Al-Hafid ibn Rajab al-Hanbali, has mentioned a group of those merits and virtues in his small book, Risala, that is called Kalimatul Ikhlas. Kalimatul Ikhlas, the statement of sincerity. La ilaha illallah. And he brought proofs for each and one of those points and merits and virtues. I tell you this and he bring you proofs. منها أنها ثمن الجنة. From them is that it leads you to the Jannah. Because this thaman, which usually word for word translation, it means price. لا. There is no price. Like I do this, I got to, like the ulama from Shaykh Fawzaan himself and others, they said, there is no such like, look, I've been praying for 50 years and fasting for 50 years, made 10 hajj, give a lot of money in sadaqah. I deserve the Jannah and I should be in the Jannah. It doesn't work like that. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he says, لن يدخل أحد الجنة بعمله. No one will enter Al-Jannah because of his deeds. How do you understand this? Shaykh Fawzaan explained. Because Allah tells us, ادخلوا الجنة بما كنتم تعملون. Enter Al-Jannah because of the deeds you used to do. So it is a contradiction. There is no contradiction. You have to do the deeds. But those deeds are not the price for Jannah. Don't say, look, I've been righteous, mashallah, I've been a good person, stay away from haram, people, man, doing whatever they want to do. I struggled, I couldn't get a house or 2 or 3 or 10 from riba. I could have went, do whatever I want to do, go to any place, but I didn't do that, so I deserve the Jannah. No, you deserve. The Jannah is for the muttaqun. But the people, they will enter Al-Jannah by the mercy of Allah. Because the ulama, they says, all this righteousness may not even be equivalent to paying for one good favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the many favors that Allah has given us. So you continue to do righteous deeds, but you hope from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because there are certain people that they do good deeds all their lives, and then they switch, wal-iyadu billah, before they die. See, so now all their life of good deed was going to mean. So that's why a person should always do what Allah commands sincerely in accordance to what Allah has legislated, and asking firmness upon that, and asking husn al-khitam, asking a good end. ومن كانت آخر كلامه دخل الجنة. نعم. Another point of merit, Ibn Rajab mentioned that whoever's last statement in this dunya is La ilaha illallah will enter al-Jannah. وهي نجاة من النار. Likewise, this statement saves a person from the hellfire. وتوجب المغفرة. And therefore a person will be forgiven. وهي أحسن الحسنات. This is the greatest of all good deeds, the best of all good deeds. وتمحو الذنوب. نعم, it expiates the sins and wipe out the sins. وتخرق الحجب حتى تصل إلى الله عز وجل. It goes through barriers and obstacles. Nothing stands in front of it. Until it reaches Allah. هي الكلمة التي يصدق الله قائلها. And this is the statement that if a person says sincerely, will benefit him with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وهي أفضل ما قاله النبيون. This is the best that all prophets said. This is the best what all the prophets said. وهي أفضل الذكر. And this is the best of the remembrance. From all the remembrance that we say, this is the best. وهي أفضل الأعمال وأكثرها تضعيفا. And this is the best of all righteous deeds. And this is the deed and the good hasana that you get the most deeds and good deeds by saying it. وتعدل الرقاب. And that's from the homework, actually, some of the answers in here. the homework. That the one who said it, one of the rewards is they get the rewards of a person who freed a slave. He didn't free no slave, he didn't spend no dime. But by saying it, he get the reward of someone who spent his wealth by buying a slave and setting him free, which is a very good deed. وتكون حرزا من الشيطان, likewise is a protection from the shaitan, from the Satan. وهي أمان من وحشة القبر وهول الحشر, likewise is a give security to a person in a time in a grave, because when a person die, they put him in a grave alone. No light, no electricity, nothing in there. No shear racks, no furnitures. You think a grave like that. Just no friends. The worms and who knows, insects that's under there be your friend. And your deeds, good or bad. That's what's going to be with the person in his grave. And also, this is a protection from the terror and the hardships on the day of the judgments. وهي شعار المؤمنين إذا قاموا من قبورهم. And this is what the believers, they will say, no one would, when they come out from their graves. When they come out from their graves. ومن فضائلها أيضا, Shaykh says, from its virtues, أنها تفتح لقائلها أبواب الجنة الثمانية يدخل من أيها شاء. That was the one who said it, as the ulama they mentioned, knowing its meanings and acting in accordance, adapt his life in accordance to Tawheed. Then the 8 gates of paradise will be open for such a person, will enter by each one of them he wishes. ومن فضائلها أن أهلها وإن دخلوا النار بتقصيرهم في حقوقها فإنهم لا بد أن يخرجوا منها. Likewise, from the merits and the virtues of La ilaha illallah, that even if some people may enter in the hellfire because of them being negligent, not fulfilling some of the prerequisites, they say La ilaha illallah, but they were negligent. And we all have shortcomings. That's why we have to pay attention to ourselves. Some people, they die upon Islam Tawheed and they may end up in the hellfire. But because they die upon Tawheed, believing in La ilaha illallah, they will not dwell in the hellfire forever. They will come out. قال هذه عناوين الفضائل التي ذكرها ابن رجب في رسالته واستدل لكل واحد من هذه. He says, these are some of the virtues and the titles actually of those virtues that Ibn Rajab Al-Hanbali rahimahullah mentioned in his Risala Kalimat al-Ikhlas, and mentioned the proofs for each one of them from the pages 54 to 66 in that Risala Kalimat al-Ikhlas. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us ikhlas, sincerity in everything we say and everything we do. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us beneficial knowledge of His deen, of His book and the sunnah of His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah keep us firm upon the sunnah. May Allah keep us firm upon the sunnah. May Allah keep us firm upon the sunnah and cause us to die upon it. And cause us to die upon it. We stop here. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. The next class, inshallah, will take the i'rab. إعرابها وأركانها وشروطها. And like take the i'rab and also the pillars and the conditions. Pillars and the conditions of La ilaha illallah. Nah. Still have maybe like 5-7 minutes before the time to pray, though for those who wish to pray the duha and the like, the shuruq. Inshallah ta'ala. What's some of the benefits he wants to share with us, inshallah ta'ala? Naam, Anton. Aha. Great reward. What is it? That's the homework. You're asking the homework? You're answering the homework? No. There is. نعم. أحسنت. If someone says لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير 100 times. That was the homework. Okay? وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. إن شاء الله. نعم حسن. You mean the narrator is Abu Huraira and Shaykh Al-Albani authenticated it? No. جزاك الله خير. بارك الله فيك. نعم.
We see in the hadith of the man with 99 scrolls of misdeeds, we see that Allah is just. Because the man doesn't think he has any good deeds, and Allah says with us, you have no good deeds.
أحسنت.
And we see Allah's justice.
Because we do a lot of things. We do good deeds and bad deeds, but we human, we forget things. People will Yawm al-Qiyamah think they didn't do nothing wrong because of the horror of that day. But everything is written. The angels written, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-adl. He does not press, he doesn't. Rather, he's al-Rahman, al-Rahim, al-Ghafur, al-Kareem, al-Mannan. Al-Rahman. أحسنت. That's why you make it a habit. It's not this like when the angel of death comes to you, say, wait, please, let me say La ilaha illallah. It doesn't work like that. Even if somebody is constantly doing something, inshallah, Allah will give him the tawfiq to die upon that thing. Some people, they die in a time of Fajr. Right at the time of Salat al-Fajr. That's what Allah has decreed upon them to die. Some people, Allah decreed on them to die on the time of Asr. But see the time. But some people who are always serious about the Salat. Salat first. No game, no boxing game, no preview, nothing. Deen, I'm created. That person is not gonna die in the masjid. But if somebody pray, but then he still have desires, I gotta stay back, man. The game, man. This is the playoff. This is the World Series. This is that. And he may die watching a game. In the times where Muslims what? Praying Asr. But he died watching a game in some coffee while surrounded by smokers and people yelling in his ear, cheering for the kuffar. He may die in a stadium, on a stampede. You see? But if a person is serious about the deen of Allah, listen, man, I'm not created for these games. I go play some game with my brothers. I go sweat, inshallah. I go do some football with my brothers. Who with every throw they say La ilaha illallah. While you don't have to do that, but they remember in Allah. I'm not saying, wait a minute, La ilaha illallah. You playing, but they say La ilaha illallah. If somebody fails, say, MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, be patient. If somebody miss the shot. They don't call him all names. He said, La bas. Alhamdulillah, akhi. Alhamdulillah, we're here to swim. We're playing for no championship. We're brothers, man. You see? No remarks, no bad statements. They're like, don't worry about it. We miss all things. Akhi, we're here to sweat. Nobody is keeping the score anyway. But some people, they go and keep the score. And he's never going to play with us again. Don't come again, okay? Don't bring him with you, akhi. ايش هالكلام? And now you're going to pray Asr together? How are you going to pray? لا. بالعكس, bring the people. He know, he don't know. Tell him, akhi, don't worry about it. We're just running. You see this ball? Just run after it. You catch it, alhamdulillah. You don't catch it, it's okay with us. Don't worry about it. We want you to run. We as Muslims want to spend some time together. Alhamdulillah. No sweat. Except for the real one. So it's how the way it is. Now. But then, when it's time for Salat, there ain't no game. It says you gotta pack up and come. And get ready. Some people, they keep playing until the Adhan. And they come sweaty with their socks, especially in summertime, to the masjid with that odor. Which to them is no problem. Some people, they like, now, nobody can smell himself, like they say, right? No, ya akhi, no. The Salat, half an hour before that, 45 minutes, what do you do? Go home, akhi. Take a shower, especially in our times. We have the means. Take a shower, or at least wash up and put some deodorant and change the clothes that you sweat in, and put some new clothes, or not new, meaning clean, and some perfume, and then come to the house of Allah. You know. Now, Abu Darda, you're looking at me. You want to say something? Translate for me. In English or in Siraqoli? Say in English first. أبدأ اسمع ترجمة. بها قامت السماوات والأرض. Stand, أحسن. Well, a better translation is like Allah created the heavens and the earth because of La ilaha. Why all this? So that they worship Allah. Everything that is created is linked to what we're talking about now. Subhanallah. Allahu Akbar. Now, let's hear. It's not going to help you. Now, if somebody here say La ilaha illallah, alhamdulillah, he's a Muslim, and do other things. They pray, they're around the Muslims, that's it. You treat them as a Muslim. But then they're the one, if they are not truthful, then they the one that have to deal with the consequences of that on Yawm al-Qiyam. So that's why a person should learn what he means. Don't just say it and he don't have no clue. Like Shaykh Al-Albani said, some people, they say they're Muslims, they say La ilaha illallah in the adhan, in the tashahhud, they pray, they fast Ramadan, and they commit shirk. So this, obviously, he says these people don't know what he means. Because look at the pagans of Quraysh in the time of the Prophet. They refuse to say it. Why? Because they know what it means. They know exactly that. Look, if you say La ilaha illallah, you're saying there is no God that deserves to be worshipped except Allah alone. So all my worship should be only for Him. Not salat for Allah, slaughtering for the jinn. Fasting for Allah, dua for somebody died in the grave. Some dead people in the grave. No. Everything. Salat is ibadah, likewise dua is ibadah. Fasting is ibadah, likewise istighatha is ibadah. Rahba, khashya, khawf. These are ibadah, these are acts of worship. All of it has to be for Allah. Not some for Allah, some for other than Allah. لا. جزاكم الله خير بارك الله فيكم وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. نعم.